Hi everyone, Caddy Montana here. Now, last time I actually did talk about Ben 10 The Complete Collection DVD and... just fixing this up. So last time I talked about the issues with Ben 10 The Complete Collection, which is the 40 episodes of Omniverse missing and all that and stuff, and I said that I'm not going to get it until they fix it. Well, there was another issue that they were complaining about that's something that doesn't make sense, which I'm fine with. And another issue that they were talking about also was the aspect ratio. Now again, I actually did tell you about the aspect ratios, and I actually did show you the way how they look in full screen and widescreen for the DVD players and the Blu-ray ones, which I'll be doing a bit more on it once I get some more movies on Blu-ray and DVD that has that aspect ratio, so that way you can see the difference again, of course. So yeah. So what I heard, they said that Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force are all in a 4:3 aspect ratio. What's wrong with that? That's how they were. That's how they were back then. And how do I and I know this because I've watched Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force on Cartoon Network in the past. I know this, and the way how I can tell that they're in full screen because it's in a square box that I know, and since I was watching on cable, what's wrong with that? That's how they were back then, and that's something you need to understand. Early episodes were in full screen before the modern episodes. I mean, come on. Here's an example. Sesame Street. You see, all the early episodes of Sesame Street were all in full screen. The 60s, late 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and the early 2010s. They were all full screen, and there was no problem with that, of course. And now, in the later episodes and up to now, they're all in widescreen. So that's different, of course. I mean, what's wrong with Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force being in the 4:3? That's how they originally were. And another show that was also in full screen and it goes to widescreen later is SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm still planning to get the other seasons on DVD, but get this. You see, when SpongeBob came in 1999, ever since when I was a baby, the early episodes of the 8 seasons were all full screen, of course, until when season 9 came in the picture. That's when they're all in widescreen, and all the way up to widescreen up to this very day. And I hope that they'll release the 15th season on DVD, of course. And same thing goes with South Park, of course, which I don't have on DVD, but I'll be getting it. So, South Park is in full screen with early episodes, and then up to the modern episodes right now are now in widescreen, of course. And then there's another thing that's also going from full screen to widescreen. And it's the One Piece collection sets. I'm still planning to get more of them, but get this. You see, from collection 1 through 8, all of them are in full screen because all the way up to 205, all 205 episodes were all full screen. And for 9 and 10, you can tell that they're in widescreen later on. So these were the later episodes, alongside with the other collection sets, all the way up to 37. And I hope that they'll be planning to release 38, of course. So all the 205 episodes were in full screen, and then the later episodes are now in widescreen. And then there's another anime that's like that too, Bleach, which I don't actually have yet, but the early episodes were in full screen, and the later episodes are in widescreen. So come on, I mean seriously everyone, what's wrong with Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force being in full screen? That's how they originally were. the later Ben 10 series, maybe like Ultimate Alien and Omniverse, they're in widescreen. No problem about that. But you're complaining about the first two being full screen? That's the way they are. You can't force them to change the aspect ratio. They stay the way it is. Of course. But the problem is that when a classic TV show gets remastered, they're in widescreen. And yeah, that's something that you complain about. Complain about something like that instead of something that you're complaining about the incomplete collection of Ben 10 on DVD, of course. Complain about classic TV shows being widescreen when they're remastered. Complain about that instead. That would be better. I mean, come on. I actually did a rant about that some other time, around probably a few years ago, I think. Yeah. But again, there's no rant about Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force being full screen on DVD in that complete collection set. That's the way it is. And, well, what the? Bozos and on their motorcycles. They're just so annoying nowadays. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah. So why complain about that? Seriously, that's just the way it is. And that's about it. And Warner Brothers, fix the complete collection. Add the last 40 episodes. And if you don't do it, then maybe some other studio could do it. Maybe like Shout Factory. Shout Factory does a lot better than you because Shout Factory released a lot of classic TV shows on DVD and they've been always 100% complete. So Shout Factory, if you're hearing this, do a re-release of the Cartoon Network TV shows on DVD. So that way they'll be a lot better. And every episode should be in the correct order, and most of all, add the other episodes, including the movies and stuff. That'll be a lot better. I think that's about it then. But maybe, just maybe, probably around this year or next year in 2026. I'll probably get Ben 10 the complete collection. And I said maybe because I'm gonna wait until Warner Brothers fix this. So you better fix this up, Warner Brothers, or else no one's gonna get them. So please fix them up. And soon I'll probably do a video about what Cartoon Network shows that should be released in a complete series set. That'll be in another video, of course. Well, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, send some comments, and hit the bell button for brand new videos, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, everyone.